Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fifth round of the Waga Racing League W 2018 round. Here we go. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. You're joining we're joining the race with Richard C on commentary. We'll be joining with Franz Squire and Jeffrey Backer. So, after very, let's say, controversial ending for in Azerbaijan, what happened last race? Well, let me tell you. Last lap, the two worlds collide of Jan Woznica and Lorenz Dougherty in the last corners. Jan Woznica overtakes Lorenz into what was going to be his second race win this season. What happened next in Variante Bassa? Lorenz dive bombs into Jan Woznica, but the thing he didn't expect is that his rear end was going to quit on him, and they both collide. Lorenz is sent through the sky, and Jan takes the win. But after the marshals and stewards revealed the race, they gave back the win to Lorenz Dougherty. Why is that? Because of the collision that happened in the first laps with Jan Woznica and Lorenz, which made Jan Woznica take a 10-second penalty and just a 5-second penalty to Lorenz Dougherty. That's why Lorenz won the race upside down. Now, we are here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's not Monaco Grand Prix because difficulties getting the track and the mod working perfectly. So we're here in the Azerbaijan Baku Circuit for the fifth round. What's going to happen next? Fine, we shall see in a bit. But bets are on Lorenz Dougherty, Jan Woznica, my battle once again, or will it be a new member?
Richard, you need to turn your stream mic up.
A new driver sending a message to the whole grid. We join Lorenz Dougherty on a lap in qualifying 1. Goes through the narrow streets of Baku, and we go just in a few minutes, in a few seconds, mind me, into the castle section of the track, which is much narrower. The narrowest track in the calendar is Baku. And look at this, very narrow, very easy to make a mistake here and break your car, but no, Lorenz made it through very safely. Here we go. Is he on a lap for pole position? So
Richard, your mic, the balance I think is super quiet between the your mic and like the distance.
Sorry? I'm afraid I was mistaken, and now we're on for qualifying one. All drivers are setting their cooling lap or heating lap, heating their tires, getting focused for their qualifying lap, and this is the only time where all drivers can qualify. Why is that? Because after this session, only the top 10 position, only the top 10 drivers can battle for pole position. This is a very important part of the weekend because it will show your skills under pressure for a great lap. This weekend we are joined by a returning team of Key RT. Richard Taylor is one of their drivers, as you can see, heating his tires for his lap. And his teammate is Martin Jacek, a newcomer in Waga Racing League MW 2018 season. Will he make a standout here in this round? We shall see. We go on board for his qualifying lap. Through the straight, you hit 330 kilometers per hour and a hard brake zone here. Just brake after the 150 marker for a tight 900 degree corner, and a second one that follows. And we begin the journey through the streets of Baku. We go to a big chicane, another handful of 90-degree corners. Hit the apex right. As you can see, it's very, very complicated to get the hand of this track because these corners demand very much concentration. If you lose the concentration, you're not going to be able to be as fast as the top of the drivers. And through the castle section, Martin goes. Flowing corners that remind of Valencia. Right there, you have to hit those apexes right so you can gain the advantage for a pole position lap. Max Shepard is first and second is Dionysius Faros. But where will Martin be? Hitting just 330 kilometers per hour. Will he make it? And that's 6th place for Martin Jacek. Here we go, the everlasting battle of Philip Koss, Jan Mosnik and Max Shepard here again in Baku. Dougherty puts his car into first place so far, with a lap that is 2 seconds faster than Philippe Haas. Gonna be another of those battles of Vulcan and Vitesse, and as well Drillers.
Richard,
Yes,
we're here now.
we are here. Joining by is Ron Squire. How are you?
Hello. Sorry, it's been a little bit of a long time now. Yeah, but we have to go for it. Anyway, also joining us is Mr. Jeffrey Baker. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, I made it.
Yay, we made it.
Yes.
So I just say on behalf of everyone here at WRL, a very happy Easter, and well, let's just get into action. This is round 5, the Azerbaijani Grand Prix at the Baku Street Circuit, and this is one of the few Herman Tilke designer tracks that I think, okay, I might actually try and concentrate here because this is gonna be a long time. Anyway, so let's have a look at the top 10 so far. Lawrence Doherty, of course, on pole position for BD Sport. Philip Kraus in second for Vulcan, the other Vulcan of Max Shepard, the world champion, in third. Fourth is Jan Wazuka, the championship leader. Fifth is the other drillers of Ruben van den Hudding. George Day in the reality check is sixth. Jack Fulcher in the Kingfisher. Yeah, Kingfisher, thank you very much, Rich is in 7th place at the moment. Alfie Lawrenson for the NRWO is in 8th. Sergio Quattrocchi for Force is in 9th. And we got the first appearance this season of Dionis Faros in 10th place, driving for Team Iris. The first appearance for Team Iris since Australia, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is Australia, because he was joined by Michael Vincent, and then Maxime joined for the next rounds. Yeah,
Maxime Crusette and Michael Vincent was in the first round, but unfortunately they both took part of the team. And the original lineup for Iris was both Dionis Faros and Nathan Danik from the Philippines, but I don't know if Nathan's here. But anyway, let's move on to the rest of the field. Roy Lidsvelt for
Nova Racing.
Nova Racing, but again he's in the Iberican racing car. Why is that? I don't know, because it looks like it on my screen. We also got the is it debut or the return of KRT?
It is return. They were here last season.
The return of the Korean outfit. Martin
Jacek.
Martin Jacek, thank you very much, Rich, is in 13th. 14th is Emir Hamoud for IDOS. 15th is Ernest Lappins in the second reality.
He's setting a lap right now. Let's see where he will be after setting his lap.
He's going for the last couple of corners now, on to the main straight. Now, the main time is a 1 minute 37. So what time does he do?
1:38 was it?
1:38, but he hasn't actually set a lap. He hasn't set a lap yet.
It showed on my screen that it was setting a lap. Maybe it was not counted for corner cutting. Maybe it's that. Let's see another lap then.
Okay, another lap. Jake Smith in the other VD Sport, and Richard Taylor, who's of course swapped teams to KRT. Which begs the question: where is Cruz? Where is Cruz Racing? Because Richard Taylor, alongside Kieran White, was the sole survivors of Cruz Racing, but I haven't appeared since round 2, haven't they?
Yeah, they withdrew from the season. Yeah.
Wow, that is first American, now Cruz. That is just weird, to be honest. So with that, is only 17 competitors, a bit more than the last round, but yet again still a short number. We need more people in. Still, we crack on. Just under 6 minutes to go until the end of the qualifying session, and Doherty is a pace setter, 1 minute 37.986.
And it seems like it's gonna be another one of those runs with Vulcan, Drillers, and Vitesse. What do you think?
Yep, it's going to be one of those moments. I should point out, as Waga actually just spins on my screen, is that the top three is separated by 0.2 of a second, with the gap between the second and third place only by 0.05 of a second, which is between Waga and Shepherd. So it's VD Sports, then Drillers, then Vulcan, then Drillers. Then you've got all mixed up down the field. Do you think Drillers will actually pull it off the season?
Thursday?
Do you think Drillers will actually pull it off the season?
Drillers. Okay, I'm having a misunderstanding here.
Sorry. Do you think that Drillers will pull it off this season?
Oh, okay. Well, I see that Drillers have the potential to be fighting for Constructors' Championship, but the thing is, with Jan Mazenkev being so controversial, as you've seen in the Imola race, you know, that might be the point where they can lose the Drivers' Championship because of that. But Constructors, they're very consistent with the points, with Jan Mazenkev and Ruben. I think they're settled for the Constructors' Championship. Drivers' Championship, that's a different story. We have, let's say, 4 contenders, isn't it? Cross, Woznicki, Doherty, and let's say Ruben as well. He's been having great pace in practice sessions here in the Baku circuit. But what's your thoughts on this?
Well, there's one name you're criminally missing, and that's Max Shepard.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes, the world champion. We're missing out on him. And also, of course, don't forget the Quattrocchi unofficially takes 4th place in the constructor standings since Robert Dukic, of course, departed the series after a somewhat brilliant start from him. Don't know why he's quit. I think it's a stupid decision to do so, but hey ho, that's basically life, or simulation. We don't know yet. And just looking at the standings. Unofficially, it says here Ernest Lappins is in 11th, but since Dukic departed the series, Lappins is in 10th after scoring 12 points. Or was it 6 points? Yeah, 12 points in the last race at Imola with a 4th place finish. So, do you think the Latvian could be a surprise package, Rich?
I think so, yeah. He has great pace. As you've seen in the Imola race, he battled from the back of the pack to 4th place. And you just don't see that very much in Waga, other than, of course, the story of Robert Dukic. But yes, Ernest has great pace, great talent. I can't wait to see what he can do in the following races and as well today.
Okay, so we've just got under 2 minutes and a half left in this qualifying session. Max Shepard had been held up by some of the traffic on the back straight here. He's going to be fuming, the world champion, after his lap has been hindered, but still, we've just got 2 minutes left. He's got another chance to try and get another lap in before it all comes crashing down. And we've also got a yellow flag,
there's a crash.
And that's one of the reasons one of the forced cars has gone off in turn 4. Who was it?
That was Quattrocchi.
Yeah, Sergio Quattrocchi. He is doing well this season, but he needs to keep consistent if he wants to get, well, just try and keep the team in the points at least. I mean, Force, don't get me wrong, Force have been doing well. They've been doing exceptionally well, both Quattrocchi and Ribley. Just need to be a little bit more consistent. That way, they can hopefully score, get a little bit much more up the field to get more points, you know?
Yes, indeed. Consistency is the key point in winning championships, you know. You might have one driver that is exceptionally well. He wins all the races, but his teammate is always on last place. You're not going to win the championship like that. You need consistency. You need to finish in the points every race. And the car is very important. And the drivers as well. The talent makes the point. And that's what we're seeing with drillers, and not only with drillers, but also Force and Team Reality checked as well, with Ernest and George Day keeping the points on when they finish races.
And as Max Shepard spins on my screen, we are going into the final minutes of qualifying, and Ruben van den Hudding is the pace sitter, just only by 0.03 of a second ahead of Philip Kraus, with Jan Wasdika, the championship leader, in third. Doherty is in fourth. He was champion. He was the leader in qualifying a few minutes ago. He's down to fourth. The world champion Shepard in fifth. Fulcher is sixth. Day seventh. Lawrence in eighth. Lapid is ninth. And Ribley in 10th place. We're into 15 seconds remaining. And, well, some people are already in the pit lane now. It's basically too late to set another time. We're going into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And qualifying session Q1 has ended. Only the top 10 will go through. Jack Fulcher pretty much safe at the moment, but can he improve on his time at least? Jack Fulcher... He's improved on his personal best by 0.03 of a second. Who else is out there? Jake Smith, only 12th place. We haven't seen much pace from Jake Smith so far this season, but this could be his breakthrough points. He only needs like a 1:38 to ensure he wants to get through into Q2. And he just missed out.
Almost there.
He just missed out. He improves on 2/10, but he's only 11th, so he misses out. Here comes Faros, 13th place at the moment. And no, he doesn't make it as he just slams off. Who else is on the lap? No one else is on the lap. So that is confirmed. The top 10 for Q2 are the following: Ruben van den Hudding, Kraus, Wasdika, Doherty, Shepard, Lapid, Fulcher, Day, Lawrenson, and Ribley.
And we've got quite a grid for the top 10. Q2 is on next, and I think Ruben has the pace to put it into pole position. What do you think?
Yes, he does have the pace, but like we already said before, don't rule out Wasdika or even both Kraus and Shepard, the two Vulcans. Don't rule them out at all.
Hey. They're already putting on the line, waiting for the green light.
Wasdika just revving up at the end of the pit lane. 8 minutes and a chance at pole position. Looks like only Wasdika is the only one who's actually at the end of the pit. Oh, wait a minute, there's more people now. If I could just say that now. As the green light goes on, everyone out onto their laps. 8 minutes to do it. And I'm just hoping it goes well for each and every one. Also, we just should point out that those of you who have actually never seen the Azerbaijani Grand Prix before, or even the Baku circuit in general, one of the back straights, including one that leads onto the main straight, is actually literally separated by a wall. got one car just zooming past, the other car's just zooming past the other direction. Literally a wall from each other. It is absolutely brilliant.
Oh, that's a mistake from Ruben van den Hudding.
Oh dear, and that is not going to go well for the Dutchman at all. And off goes Ribley.
He's starting his lap again. Let's see the replay.
So let's see what happened with Van den Hudding.
Wasn't able to get the replay of Rivoli. So, oh, Ruben just throws it into the wall.
Yeah, I've only just saw that now. Just coming out of the two corners leading out of the tight street section, and he just lost the back end, and hard luck for him. Very hard luck. But who is the one who's currently closest on the light up at the moment? It's Philip Kraus. So Philip Kraus is the one who's actually going to complete his lap. Under 5 minutes to go, Philip Kraus sets the pace with a 1 minute 37.6. That is going to be hard to beat.
And Fulker in second, just 1 second behind.
Yeah, both Jack Bolcher and George Day. Max Shepard is only 6 seconds behind.
That was not a good lap, was it? Maybe he's just practicing for the best lap that is coming next.
So, but also let's have a look at what other drivers are doing at the moment. Alfie Lawrenson is actually the closest one to the pole time, but he's only off by 8 tenths. But let's see what he's going to do on his lap right here now. He's still got plenty more laps to do this, a couple more laps to go. Alfie Lawrenson goes fourth with only just 1.3 seconds off, but that's a good time for Alfie Lawrenson. Well done. Who else is it on the lap right now at the moment?
Max Shepard is on the left right now.
Yeah, Max Shepard.
Oh, getting the car stuck between the curb and the wall. He's 5 tenths ahead of his personal best, but 7 tenths behind Cross.
And Max Shepard actually just gone wide in the last physical corner before the twisty section leading onto the main straight. That is going to cost him time. That is definitely going to cost him time. But let's see what the world champion can do. Max Shepard. He's third. Only 1 second off, but they're still third behind Vulture by a mere 100th of a second. The only ones who haven't done that time yet are Van den Hudding, Wazica, Doherty, Lappins, and Ribley. Ribley just setting the time, only 2 seconds off.
Nobody seems confident in these lap times. Everyone just keeps coming back to the pits. This track needs very much of the concentration, and that's what's happening here. Everyone keeps making mistakes and coming back to the pits. Let's see in the last 2 minutes, can they make the lap they need for pole position or maybe a top 5? Let's see what happens next.
And Wazica really just speeding through that tight section. He's really trying to put it on the limit. He's really trying to put through every risk and trying to get through it as much as he can. The championship leader cannot afford any mistakes, at least in this round. He's going through the last physical corner, nicely held it on. Now going into the twisty section before the main straight. Kept it on the apex. nicely done. Kept it there. Now he's got good speed going down towards the main straight. He could be within a shot of pole. Jan Woznica, can he do it? Oh yes, he can.
Did. Yes, he did.
1/10 of a second faster than Kraus. We're into the last minute now. Last minute of qualifying. The only people who haven't done their times are Lawrence Doherty and Van den Hudding. Van den Hudding has time to do one more lap. He does have time. Here he comes to start his last chance to try and get himself at least in the front half of the top 10. Doherty, where is he?
He's in the castle section.
He's in the castle section. Oh! Kept it under control.
He's 4 tenths behind. He's 4 tenths behind.
4 tenths behind. He's Doherty's not gonna get pole. I just feel like feel he's not just gonna get pole. And Van der Hudding is messing up again.
No way.
Yeah, he's messing up again. Just going out of turn 4, and he lost the back end, but he's still continuing on. That is going to cost him. That's going to cost him dearly. Yes, 1.4 seconds off pole time. The qualifying session, by the way, is over. Who else?
And Lawrence Doherty, where is he going to finish?
Third
place.
But also, don't forget, George Day, he's still on his lap. He can improve. He's only got only a 10th in front of him, the world champion, Max Shepard and Jack Fulcher. Here comes Day.
I don't think he's going to make it. Yes, he did. No way.
4th place.
No way.
Unbelievable. 4th place for George Day.
And Ruben, what's Ruben gonna get? He's probably gonna get an 8th place, probably even 7th. Let's see.
And no, it's not a good time. It's not a good time.
9th place.
He's got 9th. He's got 9th. Only just made it, but
there's still Ribley. There's still Ribley.
Yes, he might be 10th because here comes Ribley. He's gone a little bit faster, but is it fast enough to beat Van den Hudding and get him back to 10th?
No. Yes.
It is! Van den Hudding is 10th. His worst qualifying session to date in this season. Woznia's on pole, Kraus in 2nd, Doherty 3rd, Day 4th, Fulcher 5th, Shepard 6th, Lawrence in 7th, Lapins 8th, Ribley 9th, and Van den Hudding is in 10th place. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your grid for the Azerbaijani Grand Prix.
Well, that was not the performance I was expecting from Ruben after so much laps and so much potential. These laps in practice were setting him into pole position, but now he's only 10th. What happened?
He, like I said, he just messed up at turn 4. I literally just saw him just going into turn 4 and lost the back end, and his rear left went into the wall. He still continued on, but it cost him dearly. If you're Van den Hudding, what have you got to be thinking right now?
Well, first of all, you've had to been thinking, what the fuck was that? Sorry for the language, but that was a very bad session. That's not the kind of performance you're trying to do to win a race. But then, when it hits you, when you calm down, you settle down, you need to think, maybe I can put this car into a podium position. Bring the car from 10th to maybe 2nd place. This is what happened in the last race as well with Ernest Lapins. You bring the car after qualifying what was in the top 10. He was involved in a collision. He was in last place after that. And then, after a great strategy and a great lap setting, he was finishing in 4th place. Can Ruben do that here in Azerbaijan? We will see next.
Yeah, Richard just said, apologies for the language there, but so we are raring to go here in Azerbaijan for the Baku Grand Prix, and it's live here on WRL YouTube next. Are we muted?
Yes.
Okay, everyone, welcome back to the Azerbaijani Grand Prix here from the Baku City Circuit, and we're ready to get underway. Warm-up has just finished, and everyone's lining up onto the grid before. Just making sure everyone lining up on the grid. It's a clear day, near most, and like I said, only 17 cars here today, and it's probably the most mixed, mostly mixed qualifying session so far this season. We'll have to find out if they actually convert into the race. So I'm just waiting for everyone else to line up on the grid. Remember, the Baku Grand Prix is actually scheduled in for there's actually an original spot for the Monaco Grand Prix, but it's out. So anyway, we're moving on to the grid now. Jeffrey, if you'd like to take us through.
Of course. On the pole is the current championship leader Jan Wozniacki for Drillis Motorsport. Second is Philip Kraus of Vulcan Racing, who's returning after a missed round in Imola last week. Lawrence Dougherty and George Day is a surprising man in 4th place, but ahead of the Jack Fulcher of Kingfisher. Max Shepard, who hasn't had the best of season so far with a DNF in Australia, is in 6th for the second Vulcan racing car. Alfie Lawson of NRWO is in 7th. Ernest Lappins, who surprised everyone last week with a 4th place finish in Imola, starts in 8th with Massimiliano Riboli for Force Racing in 9th. After a disappointing qualifying session in Q2, Ruben van der Honing will start with 10th with Jake Smith in 11th. Quattrochi is in 12th with Dionys Farias in 13th, after a season debut for him after missing the first four races. The new team KRT share row 7 with Richard Taylor and Martin Jasnak, and last on the grid of For Nova Racing is Roy Leinsveld.
Yeah, 16 competitors in there. Thank you very much, Jeff. So there's plenty of returning faces and plenty of returning teams, including the return of KRT. Now, this is hopefully going to be a good race, and hopefully not the same controversial. Well, I would say people say controversial. I would just say outstanding finish to the last race in Imola, because we weren't expecting for that kind of finish to happen. We were kind of expecting to actually win that race, hopefully. But the way it finished, it's just, I don't know. I'm still speechless from that, by the way. But anyway, let's just hope it's much more calm affair here in Azerbaijan. People just warming up the tyres now. Now Wozniacki will start on the right-hand side of the grid from his point of view, and from his point of view, Philip Kraus will start on the left. So it's 26 laps around Baku. That's what it remains. Everyone line up on the grid when 4-5 lights go out. It will be go for the 3, 4, 5. And we're underway here in Azerbaijan. Already a penalty for Massimiliano Riboli as we go down into the first corner. No contact yet so far. Everyone has managed to get through it safely, unless I've been told otherwise. Nope, everyone's get through safely for the first couple of corners. Wozniacki leads the way ahead of Kraus and ahead of Lawrence Dougherty. He was actually going to have an attack on Kraus. Nope, he doesn't get that so yet. George Day just leading behind him 4th. Lappin's in 5th. Lappin's in 5th, so the Shepherd's actually dropped down a place. And while Van den Henning's actually gained a couple places. So a mixed start already. The world champion in danger already from the get-go.
And unlike usual, he is on the ultra soft tires, so it's not an excuse that he can use. In fact, everyone is on the ultra soft, while only Dionysus Farias is on the super soft.
Maybe he's going for like a one-stop strategy. Is Dionysus Farias so far at the moment? Oh, we got a little bit of a battle as Just was already having a little bit of a go there, but Ripley is going to get his drive-through penalty in a second. But right now, he's actually challenging. Paraphrase that, challenging Smith, but he hits the wall a little bit, and Smith gets back into 11th place. So Ripley, he doesn't really need to fight because he has to go for the drive-through penalty. He's going to be at the back anyways. So Ripley should not overexcite himself. He wants to be in this race, but make sure he's in this race in one piece. Do not be like that already. And Shepherd already takes back 5th from Lapins down the main straight as we go to lap 2 out of 26 here in Azerbaijan. Waska leads ahead of Kraus, ahead of Doherty, Day, Shepherd, Lapins, Fulcher, Vanden heading Lawrenson, and Quattrocchi.
Good comeback from Max Shepherd. You might have thought he will come back to his performance in Imola, where he was just losing places every lap, but he is focused, as it seems. Maybe he can get to 3rd place and challenge for the win with a 3-way battle with Jan Mosnica and Philip Koss. Let's see.
So Waska trying to at least hold on the position all the way. He's just trying to keep ahead and his dominance around the streets of Baku. Kraus lingering behind, but the gap seems to be widening a little bit. And George Day is out. George Day is out. What has happened there? I'm just viewing a replay now. He was 4th, wasn't he, George Day? So let's see what happened. Yeah, the tight section caught him out. Going for the first part of it, and that's unlucky for him. The side of his car just hits the barrier, hit the Armco, and as a result of his left rear tyre hitting the barrier, it turns him around and out he goes.
I'm trying to see the replay. Just hold on a little bit. Okay, into the castle section. Yeah, that was massive.
So really unlucky for George Day there, and as a result we are now down to 15 races in the Azerbaijan. Well, in Azerbaijan, Waska still leads the way ahead of Kraus, ahead of Doherty, Shepherd in 4th, Lapins 5th. As a result
and Lapins is. Oh yeah, Lapins just overtook Shepherd on the last corner before the main straight.
But he actually lost a little bit of traction there, so Shepherd could have the chance to come back on him.
With the
he's going to have DRS, so it's going to be should be easy.
Yep, should be easy. DRS, no problem with him, and he
doesn't even need it.
Goes back in the 4th position. But Lapins, is he going to dive bomb? He's actually Shepherd's actually protecting the inside.
Very good, but very good line.
Yeah, very good line. He's trying to prevent every opportunity for Lapins to not overtake. Now Lapins has a DRS advantage. No point defending in the inside because he's actually coming up on the outside. Doesn't matter if you're going to defend the inside or not. Here comes Lapins into 4th, just.
And we have another retirement of Alfie Lawrenson, who's pulled out of the race.
And let's see what happens to Lawrenson.
Oh, there's a crash! Ernest, Lapins has crashed.
No!
Oh God! Hold on a second. I'm trying to view the replay of Lawrenson in a second. Hold on.
Yes, indeed. Ernest lost the whole front of the car. He crashed after the last 90-degree corner before the castle section.
Oh yes! Just seeing the replay now, and that is disaster for Lapid. He's now down to 8th. But I've just seen the Lawrence replay. After he lost a little bit of traction in turn 1, he actually just quit.
Kraus is going for the lead.
After he just got off, he actually just pulled off in turn 2 and just quit for the day. And Kraus now leads the race.
But Woznica has the DRS now. We'll be able to overtake into the third turn.
And just as easy. Just very easy for Woznica.
I think Kraus knows that if he keeps this up, it's overtaking him on the front straight, and then Jan overtaking on the back straight.
And Woznica actually lost a little bit there, and Kraus back up into first.
Very dangerous zone here. They're very close. Woznica will be able to use the DRS and overtake Kraus back in the main straight.
So Woznica could help himself back. We're just getting a couple of complaints from George Roach about spammers in the race chat, and as a result, is distracting them from racing. So what happened there? Oh, Woznica actually just leads now. We'll have to find out who was actually spamming in the chat, in the race chat even.
Meanwhile, Petrucci goes into the pit lane. I think that's really pretty early, considering everyone else goes.
And it's Ernest Lappins.
Oh, Ruben and Max Shepard in collision.
And that is not going to do justice at all.
Whilst the battle for the lead is still hot with Lawrence Doherty now on the rear. He's gonna mix himself into the castle section.
This is going to be an absolutely close race now. Even more closer than the race in Imola.
Exactly. I think the DRS zone and the front straight is gonna help a lot. Keep it this close with everyone. I mean, Lawrence might go for the Doherty might go for the lead now because he has double DRS on both of them.
And also, we just got confirmation from Alfie Lawrenson is that his suspension broke when he spun at turn 1 a few bits ago. So bad luck there on Alfie Lawrence's part. Meanwhile, going back to the race, and Kraus and Woznica going back
Lawrence
and forth.
losing the back end of the car there.
Yes. Woznica and Kraus still going back and forth, and as a result, bringing Doherty into the fray. And we'll have to find out what's happening. But Woznica won't put up in much of a fight now because he's coming in for his pit stop on this lap.
Shepard is into the pits right now. He's going for the super soft tires, and I'm not sure what ribbon he's on.
Also coming into the pits for this lap is also Ruben van den Hudding. 2 drillers both pitting in at the same time. Also is Richard Taylor for KRT. Yeah. Jan Woznica, Ruben van den Hudding, Shepard and Taylor. Those are the ones who could be pitting in this lap. And
Kraus is back into the lead.
Kraus, yeah, I know Kraus is still in the lead, but Woznica just needs to be careful because if he makes any mistakes now, that is going to be ahead of him in the long because he needs to build up a good outlap. If Kraus does eventually pit in, then he won't have enough chance because Kraus will be too far ahead because he wasn't making too much mistakes. And when he goes over his outlap, he might not push down hard enough. So mainly it's an advantage Kraus. And up goes Doherty as Waga comes into the pit. Ooh, just on the limiter.
Yeah. Meanwhile, another retirement in Roy Linesfeld. Sad to see him go to him.
And that is not good reading for Nova. Not good reading at all.
Fastest lap of the race goes to Dainis Faros.
He's still on the super soft, so I'm surprised he's going faster than the guys on the ultras. But he's doing great so far. He's made up 7 positions from the starting grid. He had a horrible start, was at the back, and now basically is back to 6. I think he's gonna have a good race if he can continue this.
So now we're only 8 laps out of 26 here in Azerbaijan. Kraus still leads, only 2 seconds ahead of Doherty. Doherty is actually due for the pits this lap, but he's actually just gone past his pit entry. He's actually gone past it, so what is he doing? But Vulture comes in.
I think Lawrence is gonna follow Kraus into the pit lane, so.
Another man who's doing for pit stop now is Massimiliano Riboli in 10th. And, well, by the looks of it, he's actually going to remain 10th because, well, he's going to remain 10th because Jacek, the first of the KRTs, is that far behind. He's not going to catch up. So Riboli comes in. Waga is now up into 3rd, 14 seconds behind. And if Kraus pits in the next few laps, then Waga has the advantage back. So now going into lap 10 out of 26, 15 minutes gone in this race.
And Lawrence pits now.
Lawrence Doherty is in the pits and Waga speeds down the straight and takes 2nd from the Brit.
Whilst Ruben is gonna pass Jake now for 4th place, which is actually, as I talked about Dionysus making a great comeback, but Ruben van der Hung is also out there, starting 10th after a miserable qualifying session, and he's now in 4th already.
And the world champion Max Shepard, what has happened to him? He's currently in 9th place, and Jake Smith is actually pitting. Is going to be pitting this lap. Kraus is yet to signify if he's pitting in this lap. He's on the same tyres he started with as along with everybody else, but everyone else is pretty much on the super soft, while Kraus is still on the ultra softs.
But they're
You've got to
heavily
feel that.
warmed.
You've got to feel that Kraus is pitting now if he wants to keep in line. But then again, many people who in my opinion have defied what is possible and still able to win the race. The Lawrence Doherty versus Robert Dukic in Bahrain being the prime example. But Kraus is pitting in now. Here he comes. He's pitting in now.
Is he gonna stay ahead of Lawrence?
Well, it remains to be seen. Because Wozniak goes past and therefore into the lead. Kraus is about to come out. Yes, he keeps ahead of Lawrence. He keeps ahead of Lawrence.
By big margin. He extended his gap. That's impressive. I did not expect that. Considering how much time Jan gains under the undercut, I assumed that at least Lawrence would gain something, but this is just the exact opposite is what I expected.
Absolutely extremely indeed. So 11 laps gone. Only 15 to go. Wozniak leads by 4 seconds ahead of Kraus. With another 4 seconds ahead of Doherty. And another 8 seconds ahead of Van den Hedding, which just keeps doubling.
Oh, this is interesting. Jan Wozniak is on the super soft, while Philip is on the ultra soft, meaning that at least Philip has to stop again, but he's much faster now. He's gonna gain the lead in about 2 or 3 laps, I reckon.
We'll have to find out, because if Philip Kraus does the pit again, then that's going to put him out of the picture again if he pits again.
Well, he has to, because he has to use 2 compounds, but can he gain that gap that he needs to pit safely?
If he does gain that gap, then he still needs to pit, obviously. But we'll have to see what he finds out.
I don't think it's possible.
Oh, Kraus made a little bit of a mistake in turn 2.
Yep, he just screwed the strategy right there. What he was thinking was not gonna work in my eyes. So he absolutely lost the race right here. That's my perspective. He absolutely lost the race right here. He's probably gonna finish second, maybe third, if Lawrence can catch up with him in the next laps.
Speaking of Vulcan, the world champion Max Shepard has actually climbed a couple of places. He's now ahead of Smith, and who's also in the points now is Dionys Pharos, in the Greek for Iris.
And look at Martin Jacek in 10th place.
Yeah, Martin Jacek for KRT on their Wagner return. They are 10th place, albeit a lap down. We're now going to be halfway through the Bahrain. What do I mean Bahrain? Through the Azerbaijani Grand Prix. 20 minutes gone, and well, let's keep on.
And who are close together? Well, it's Max Shepard and Sergio Quattrocchi. But this should be an obvious DRS overtake incoming, and then just pulling away from Mac to Jack Fulcher, who is ahead of him. So he's just picking up the pieces right now after his incident spin with Ruben van den Hoening earlier in the race. He doesn't even need DRS, that's just insane. Those Kraus development engines are top of the line.
They might be top of the line, but the chassis, the chassis might not be working right here.
Because meanwhile, Kraus isn't gaining as much time as I expected him to. I mean, only 6/10 a lap, and I don't think his strategy that he thought what he was going for is going to work anymore, because he just isn't gaining enough time.
Which proves my theory earlier on.
Yeah.
He basically leads the pits, but it's no, it's not going to work in his favour. It should have worked in his favour if he went for the super softs, but either way now it's not going to work in his favour. He needs for a miracle to happen in AKA was going to make a calamity of a mistake and hope Dougherty just holds off a little bit, and Kraus messes up a little bit just before the castle section. So again, he's not really catching up again.
What I think is going to happen is, based on the previous races, that both Jan and Philip are going for the 2-stop, whilst Lawrence is saving his tires massively and is going to try the 1-stop. Considering he's losing a big chunk of time, which is basically too much, I think, to be in contention if he were to stop the same amount of times that both Jan and Philip are going to do.
Carlson nearly just gave us a scare just then. He initially pressed his pit box button instead, backing out of it.
Jeffrey, do you think Ruben can overtake Dougherty in the next laps?
That's a good question. I haven't paid really much attention to it. It seems like Ruben is gaining something, not a whole lot. I'll keep an eye on it, but of course getting there is one thing, but passing is another thing, and I think Lawrence is a great defender. But if Ruben goes into a fight with Lawrence, that might get into the situation where Lawrence still has to pit again because his tires are worn out due to fighting Ruben. That would hand Jan an easy victory if Philip can't catch up to him. So some great team strategy might be unfolding for us.
One of the KRT boys holding up Ruben after that mash-up in the castle section. But that's over with.
Kraus is closing up, but no, to be honest.
Yeah, the whole field is spread out really much like right now. Closest is Max Shepard and Jack Fulcher, which is a 2-second gap.
Oh, I hear someone crashed.
That's one of the 4 cars before the castle section.
The castle section, and who is it?
It was Riboli.
Ridley. Before the castle section, so let's see that one here. Oh yeah, just messed up in the same way that Kraus set up, but a little bit more severe this time. Ridley not having a good race so far, which is actually unusual for him because he normally has somewhat good races. Ridley.
Both of the 4 cars do not like this track apparently, because they're in 9th and 11th right now.
Yep.
Losing those points. Who is behind Force in the championship?
Behind Force in the Constructors Championship at the moment is VD Sport and Force is only third at the moment, and they're only like 4 points behind Vulcan. Only 4 points.
So,
Well,
do you reckon with Jake Smith finishing 7th and Dougherty in 3rd, can they overtake Force in the championship?
Yeah, they've got to.
Yeah, definitely. The gap is only 11 points, I mean. And they only gained 2. I mean, I think Lawrence alone is enough to push VD over Force right now. But they have an option with more points on the horizon, because considering Quattrocchi is just behind Dynasys Farios. Greek names are very hard to pronounce, so I bobble it every time.
Okay, here we go into the second DRS zone. Can Quattrocchi overtake Dionysus? Let's see.
Oh, Jans won!
Oh God!
No way!
Philip won! Philip hit him, I mean.
Oh my
He lost
God!
his rear wing. Philip is out!
Kraus is out!
Well, that's a way to throw your race away. No points whatsoever.
So let's have a look at the replay.
And Ruben has no nose. So what happened here?
Wait a bit. Kraus was actually coming.
This might hand Jack Fulcher a podium for Kingfisher Racing Team. That's not something I would have expected. In
Well,
one lap.
What an incredible development! This means Wozka's now is still leading, albeit with a little bit more of a wide gap now. Doherty is 2nd, Fulcher 3rd, the Shepherd 4th, although he has to pit again for some reason. 5th is Van den Hudding, who himself needs to pit. Smith, Quattrocchi, Faros.
What a crash! Jan Woznicki spun, and then Philip went straight into him. And then after that, Ruben crashed as well.
Van den Hudding is out. Van den Hudding is out.
No way.
Like he said, he lost his front nose cone. Let's see what happens here.
Riboli also out with a huge crash that took out his right front.
He went to the pits, he was going to pair, but he actually just quit. More drivers pulling out. Yeah. Riboli lost his front nose cone in the same way that his teammate Quattrocchi. Oh dear!
Meanwhile, Jan in the pit lane expectedly with those flat spotted tires after spinning, and that basically hands Lawrence probably the victory.
We got drivers just thrown out like flies here. Another unbelievable race so far.
And that means both KRT drivers will get points in their debut race.
Their return race, KRT, will get points. Unbelievable. Both at Yatsik, who is in the points at the moment, but it's once Van den Hudding and Kraus get into the site, get out to the top 10, then we will see Richard Taylor in 10th place, or is it 8th, or is it 9th? Because we'll have to find out who is actually properly in 10th at the moment.
There is no one driving in 10th. It will be awarded to Ruben van den Hudding, but I don't think he will get points for it.
Max Shepard just pitted. Yes, he has other soft tires.
This has really changed the game so far. Real change. This is a real change.
Jan Woznicki pitted as well. Lawrence is leading the race, but he's gonna pit this lap.
Then we might see a repeat of Imola again.
Oh
And
boy.
hopefully this time without flying cars. That's just, I can't take another one of those.
I don't think it's going to be a repeat of Imola because it wasn't going to pit in this lap. We'll have to find out.
He already did. He already did.
Yeah, well, Waska already did, but
Doherty not bidding
Doherty
it.
passes it. It's going to be like it's going to like repeat of Bahrain between Doherty and Jukic. Wasn't going to close up, but Doherty will get it at the last possible moment.
I wonder if Doherty will not pit. Did he get both compounds this race?
He's on the soft tire. He's on the super soft.
Okay, so just 6 laps left. He maybe wants to hold off Woznica until the last lap.
But
Seven seconds.
Waska's actually gaining. He's actually gaining.
Meanwhile, Jack Fulcher is out of the pit lane. Will he? He's gonna have a fight on his hands to keep that final podium spot because Max Shepard is only 3.5 seconds behind him. They've got a brilliant race on their hands right now.
3.5 seconds behind him, and this is going to help the Drivers' Championship in many ways because Shepard might actually close up on Wazuka after today if things for Wazuka do not go to plan and he does not catch up to Doherty. It all depends on these last 6 laps. What is going to happen next?
And the thing is, Jack has fresher tires than Max Shepard, so I think Jack will be able to finish 3rd and first podium for Kingfisher.
Meanwhile, a great performance, in my opinion, will be Jake Smith currently because he's in 5th right now.
Yes, up 6 positions. That's
And Lawrence is in the pits. And I don't.
Oh yeah,
I think
Woznica overtook him. Yeah.
I don't think that was the right call, pitting. I don't know how he's feeling in the car, so I might not be the right person to judge that, but I would have tried to hold on.
The main thing that Woznica needs to do is stay focused because we've seen it before. He spun there just after the last corner before the main straight. If he spins again, then Lawrence might catch up to him and overtake in the last laps. What do you think?
Have to find out. 5 laps to go. Well, oh, wait a minute. Wazuka leads. Just found out Wazuka leads.
Yes, indeed.
Only just found out. Sorry about that. So Doxy has pitted, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. Well. Do that. Oh god, what am I doing? So yeah, top 3 at the moment is Wazuka, Doherty, and Fulcher, with the rest of the field being Shepard, Quattrocchi, Smith, Farros, Jackson, Taylor, and Van den Hudding. Although Van den Hudding, of course, is the last man, of course, to have retired so far. So 4 laps to go.
Max Shepard is really battling the car to get up to Jack. I just don't see it happening.
No, he's been managing that gap really well.
And looking by the driving style, Jack is really smoothly coming through the corners, while Max Shepard is battling the car around. Look at that, oversteering as well, correcting the steering. I just don't think Max Shepard is gonna overtake him. He doesn't have the performance to get up to Jack Fulker. But in the meantime, Dionysius Faros makes the fastest lap of the race again.
Is he going to take 6? That's the main question. My guess is no, but I don't think it can happen in the last 4 laps. Only about 7-8 seconds separating them.
I think that's easily.
Oh! Shepard's made a mistake! Shepard's made a mistake! A huge one! He's just thrown a nose cone!
Yes, indeed. He lost the car just before the last corner. That's really a shame. That's really a shame. He was bringing the last points for Vulcan. Now just 2 points maybe if the pit stop is too long. And that brings more points to Quattrocchi. Look at that.
I think Jake Smith wasn't.
But hold on a second. If things go, but if Quattrocchi keeps his position to the end, it means that Force could overtake Vulcan in the constructors' standings. Because Shepard's the only one left. Quattrocchi is the only one left. Yeah, Quattrocchi goes forward. Let's see what happens now.
I think that will be entirely dependent on Shepard versus Smith.
And Jake Smith.
But Jake Smith! Jake Smith! Is it going to... Oh my lord! Jake Smith is now into 5th. Where's Faros? Faros! Shepard's now into 7th! Oh my god!
Those Kraus development engines do not come with fast repair mills to replace those nose cones.
3 laps left. And it's now all actually falling into place for Force Racing. If they get their points today like it is now, as Quattrocchi just keeps it just in line there, in the same way that caught out his teammate Ribley earlier on, then Force Racing will overtake Vulcan in the constructor standings and will be 2nd.
He's already a 1 lap down. What is happening in the pits right there? Okay, he's exiting. He's exiting.
Shepard's only a lap down. But wait a minute. Is that Taylor? No, it's not. It's not.
He almost lost a full
Vulture.
lap on that. That's insane.
That's going to be absolutely humiliating for the world champion. 7th place and a lap down. With 3 laps to go. It's not good. It's not going well. It's not good to plan for Vulcan. It's not going to plan for Shepard. It's not going well at all for the title picture in terms of his point of view. But, and there's a huge but, Drillers is going to have a huge advantage with the Waska winning the race hopefully today. Quattrocchi getting the points for racing takes him above Vulcan in the constructor standings. You have to think Vulcan is really imploding from the inside.
But hold on a second. Hold on a second. There's VD Sports with Lotus in 2nd and Smith in 5th. So that's more points than Quattrocchi, the sole car of Force, in top 10.
Hold on, wait a minute. You're right. And if VD Sports get those points, not only will Force Racing overtake Vulcan, but there's a huge possibility that VT Sport could overtake Vulcan as well. Meaning Vulcan that could go down to 4th. That's an even worse scenario for the champions. An even worse scenario. Here in Baku, in the middle of the capital of Azerbaijan, we might see the implosion of Vulcan Racing. But with 3 laps to go, Shepard's still got plenty of time to make amends. Or is it too late?
I think it's gonna be safe to say that Max Shepard won't be able to bridge a 50-second gap within 2 laps. It would be an absolute show of gods if he did, but I don't think it's within the realm of possibilities.
Only 2 laps to go. That's all that remains.
Oh, and Dionysus spins around.
Nearly collected by the KRT. That would be absolute disaster. Being so close to the finish and then just make such a mistake and then just lose it all.
Meanwhile, we're going, and also we're now into the final lap of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for the race leader and championship leader. That is Jan Mazda. Only 4 seconds ahead of Doherty, but if he keeps it cool, keeps it calm, he's going to win it. But Doherty needs to push hard if he wants to try and make Wozniacki panic. And right now, Wozniacki is basically Kimi Raikkonen at this stage. He's so cool at the moment. So cool, calm and collected. He needs to keep it calm, especially on a track like this. Just keep it steady for Wozniacki.
Whilst I've noticed something interesting that affects Jack Fulcher and Dionysus Farius right now is they're currently in 3rd and 6th respectively, and both teams, Kingfisher and Team Iris, only have scored 2 points so far this season, so they are getting a huge points haul from this.
A good points haul indeed for both Jack Fulcher and Dionysus Farius in particular. Meanwhile, going for the curve section for the last time.
Jack Fulcher spun! He lost the wheel!
Oh
No!
God!
No!
Oh no! Meanwhile, Wozniacki comes through to collect his 3rd victory of the season. Wozniacki wins here in Baku. Fulcher takes 2nd. Sorry, Doherty takes 2nd, but Fulcher is 3rd.
Right now,
Is this legal? Is this even legal?
Quattrocchi just going for the castle section. Where is Fulcher? Fulcher is going for the last couple of corners. No! Oh no! No! No!
this is going to be really dangerous for Quattrocchi. I hope he's informed of it by his teammate on the radio that he's gaining a lot because Jack has no front wheel, he has no front downforce. He has to stay clear of those walls. They can be very scary.
Wait a minute, he can actually make it. He can actually make it. He's only got a clear track in front of him, but Quattrocchi, he's just close behind him. Oh my God, who's going to finish 3rd? Who's going to finish 3rd? Is it going to be the Fulcher? Can he Fulcher? Yes, he does. It makes it. He makes it just. He makes it just.
But
oh
I
my
wonder,
God.
I wonder, is that even legal? Can you finish with 3 wheels?
Oh my, I don't know. I really don't know.
Did it in the Indianapolis 500 of 2012, if I recall correctly, but this was an entirely different situation.
Jake Smith finishes 5th. A good finish for him. Faros comes home in 6th, just a few meters down the road. Shepard's already across the line, and of course, we already know that Force Racing has already overtaken Shepard. This is overtaken. I'm so speechless. I'm just overtaken. In the constructors. But what about VD? VD Sports have already just overtaken them, haven't they? VD Sport have already overtaken Vulcan. So that means Vulcan is now 4th in the Constructors Championship. An embarrassing display for the champions. So with the final order, then Wozniacki wins the race ahead of Doherty, Fulcher, Quattrocchi, Smith, Faros, Shepard, Jasnik, Taylor, Vanden Herding is the last one to retire. Kraus, Ribley, Isvelt, and I've got the rest. Right then, we'll be back in a few minutes, but we'll hopefully get those in the box to have a little chat with us and figure out what has gone on in that race. So go away. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, due to commitments from our streamer, unfortunately, we've not been able to do the interviews, but we will be back for the next. We'll be back for the next stream, and hopefully, things go a little bit smoothly, and hopefully, it's all sorted for the next race. Of course, the next race, round 6, will take place at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and 15th of April, and at the same time, 6 p.m. BST. Don't miss us then. So thank you very much for joining us for the stream here on the WRL YouTube channel. Thank you very much to Jeff for joining in.
Richard.
Yep. I know I'm getting into it. Thank you very much to Richard, who is first time streaming. So please allow him. Just allow him. Just allow him, really.
Yeah, first time. Let's see if we can do better next time.
Yes, there's definitely room for improvement. And thank you very much from me. This has been Ron Squire. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you in Montreal. But until then, goodbye.